Okay, we're doing another drift day at Teesside tomorrow. This is the one that I mentioned in the previous video when we were swapping the transmission, the one that was coming up very soon. It's now only 1 day away, and obviously we managed to get the new gearbox and clutch and flywheel and everything in, as you saw in the last video. So yeah, pretty happy that we got that done in time. And at the moment I'm just preparing a couple of things. I'm just going to go grab all the tools and a few axle stands and a jack and stuff like that. Obviously you've got to take quite a bit of stuff with you to a drift day just in case anything goes wrong, and you need a few tools just to change wheels. And also I'm going to go pick up my wheels and tyres and take them to Bush Tyres, get them to swap everything over. So at the moment all of the rims for the 350 have just got dead tyres on them. So yeah, get some fresh ones swapped onto there, and then we should be good to go. Alright, so I've dropped the tyres off and now I'm just bleeding the clutch fluid yet again. But with this vacuum bleeder, it seems to be going a lot better. So basically, we just pump this a few times, which builds up a load of pressure. And this is attached to the bleed nipple, and you should start to see a lot of fluid coming through. There's a lot of bubbles, and we want to get rid of the bubbles. That is the problem. So you can see there's quite a lot of bubbles coming out there, which means it wasn't bled very well at all before, which I did think was the case. Yeah, now we just need to check the reservoir, make sure it's not getting anywhere near empty. No, we've still got plenty in there. Because if that gets empty, then we're fucked and we've got to start the whole thing again, basically. Because that's just sucking air in then. Obviously the whole point of this is to try and get rid of the air. But yeah, so I'm just going to keep doing this until there's pretty much no bubbles, no sort of gaps in the fluid. And then we know we've got rid of most of the air.
One eternity later.
Alright, finished bleeding the clutch, and to be honest it doesn't really feel much different, the pedal, which I'm kind of surprised by. I thought getting all that air out of it would feel quite a bit different, but it feels pretty much the same. Like, it didn't feel bad before anyway, I just felt like it could have been a little bit firmer, but maybe this is as good as it's going to get. But also, I'm going to just try mount a camera down here somewhere so we can get pedal cam footage on the drift days, because so far in the 350 I've not had that. So this is what I'm going to use, just a little tripod thread screw, a few washers and the GoPro tripod mount, and then we're just literally going to drill a hole through this plastic a bit further over there underneath, and hopefully that'll be okay. It might end up vibrating a bit because this plastic's pretty flimsy and thin, but yeah, we'll have to see. Alright, after a little bit of drilling and a few washers, we seem to be good to go. So I don't know how much it's going to vibrate when the car's moving, but we'll see. I've not got the tiny GoPro with me at the moment, the GoPro Session, so I can't really test it properly, but I think we'll be alright there. We'll have to see. So I guess you'll find out in this video if you see any pedal cam footage or not. Right, I've just finished putting everything in the car, so pretty much good to go. Apart from tyres, obviously, need them, they're quite important. So we're going to pick up the wheels and tyres from Bush Tyres in a couple of hours, and then, yeah, go to Teesside, do some skids. Show everyone, this is what a 350 should look like. Hella flush. And this is what mine looks like. Not so hella flush. You can fit a plane under there. But you've gone for the same strategy. I've ripped the back out and just lobbed tyres in. But as we were just discussing, you can't really get more than 6 tyres in here because then it's full. So we'll have to get a trailer one day, but today is not that day. Look at your little dials and everything. Look at this. It's done a proper job. Right, I'm going to go out and do the first session, probably crash. See you in a bit. Alright, so I've just done like 1 or 2 practice laps just to get into the swing of things. And now we're going to try film a lap with the pedal cam on. So we'll see how this turns out. And I know I'm probably tempting fate here, but the gearbox hasn't exploded yet. The clutch still works. So far so good. I am still taking it kind of steady into the first corner though, I'll warn you now. It's not going to be the fastest run you've ever seen. Especially that entry to the second corner, I kind of clipped the curve quite a lot. You need to be a lot wider out there, but we'll get better throughout the day, hopefully. So let's just keep plugging away. Oh, I'm so glad I put the aircon fuse back in, because it's still boiling in here, even with aircon. I'd be fucking dying without it. It was like 30 degrees Celsius earlier. 25 now. Pretty warm. Up quite a bit. God damn it. Different line that I'm trying. I don't know if I explained it very well, but basically the first corner, instead of just going all the way around the outside of all of it into the second corner, I'm going all the way around the outside of most of it and then cutting in a little bit so I can then go back out to do the second corner. Like, I'm still saying sideways the whole time. I don't mean I'm changing the angle much. I just mean I'm changing my line instead of just trying to, because like what I was finding is I'm just trying to fucking go all the way from like the end of the first corner into the sort of entrance of the second corner. I've got to do that all completely sideways, like just using loads of momentum, and it just wasn't working. So yeah, we're gonna just keep doing this line for now. Which I do remember Martin Richards saying, like, you want to start coming in off that outside line at some point. But then when I was watching like BDC and stuff, they were just all staying right to the outside. But I am obviously not a BDC driver, so I will do it a different way. Sketchy going into that second corner, man. Woo! I'm glad I remembered Yogi's advice to get back on the power when you think you're going to hit the wall, because I think we might have hit the wall otherwise. Time to stop for dinner, because that was the last one before we go have some food. Yeah, I'll take that. That was decent. I'm starting to get a little bit more control on that entry to the second corner, but I don't know, it still feels like I'm kind of flailing around a bit. But we've done it right quite a few times now, so I can't be doing it that much of a fluke. It just feels like a fluke every time. It is not what you want. But yeah, we'll go grab some food and then we'll get back to it. Right, we're going to try Man G. It's going to go horribly. terrible car. Who would own one of them? Is Monkey London a photographer now?
Oh, I know you.
I don't know you. Who are you?
I'm John.
Don't you give me flashbacks?
Big John action, man. No pressure.
I can't promise. Feel right, but that was a pretty good run. I felt like maybe the tyre had fucking come off the rim on that first corner. That felt really weird. I'm just going to check that over. It looks fine. It's probably just because I did a rolling burnout off the line. It probably just heated the tyres up a lot more than I'm used to. Cool. Let's carry on doing skids. Something's rattling a lot when I'm going around fast corners. Like something's vibrating. I'm not sure what that is, but I don't like it. I'm hoping I've just like picked up a load of shit on the tyres from doing them burnouts or something, but something feels weird. Like you never normally get any vibration like that. My line into that second corner, just messing me up. Like I'm making the corner, but I'm just not doing it in the exact way that I want to. Which sounds like I'm being really picky. Like obviously when you first start drifting, all you want to do is just link up the track and then you're happy. But after you've done that a few times, you want to start then like getting more accurate with it and being able to put the car exactly where you want it. Which I can do for the most part. Like obviously not perfectly, I'm not a fucking pro, but like I can do it okay for the most part. It's just when you come into bits like that where it's fast and you've got to slow down, it's getting the car exactly where I want it whilst slowing down the exact right amount and whilst not locking up the front wheels too much and whilst keeping it sideways. Like just all those things together gets kind of tricky, but I guess that's where the skill comes in. If it was easy, it wouldn't be any fun. Show me how it's done. Or not. Oh, don't do that. Sounds pretty mad, that thing. Should I come hop in with you? I've not been out yet.
I was just going to say, do you want to do one more and then jump in with me?
Yeah, I'll just ditch my car there and just hop in now.
Alright.
Oh, harness life. Yeah. Not happy about this. Where the fuck is the other bit?
Should be on the outside. Oh, you still have it.
Oh, it's on it. That's what she said.
Yeah, do the sides first.
It's like a fucking jigsaw puzzle. Fuck this every time you go down to the shops.
Yeah, and then that's how you tackle it. These are a bit slack for you though, the other side. But...
yeah, but you're not going to crash, it'll be fine. Oh, we've got it backwards. No, whatever. We'll be fine, let's go. Amazing.
The other one's alright.
Oh yeah. You get one more lap on it.
Yeah, one more.
Finish it off. That was fun. It's always interesting going in other cars, especially when it's the same car as yours. Like, it's crazy how much more like raw and like, I want to say rough, but I don't mean that in like a nasty way. It's just like, you can just hear a lot more. There's a lot more rattles and stuff. But it's good though. It felt fucking fast and like sketchy when you're in the passenger seat. It feels so like out of control when you're the passengers in the drift car. So yeah, I feel sorry for all my passengers in the past. Still something not right with this car though. Feels fucking weird. Oh, carry on till something breaks. We're gonna get Martin Richards, BDC driver, come give us some tips.
Normal
yeah, just seatbelts. Yeah, I'm waiting for the cage.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah, it'll do. It'll do for now.
Nicer than strapping into it.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm a lot heavier.
I haven't done that all day. Alright, sorry for a very abrupt ending. I was saying that at the end of the last Drift Day video. Sorry for an abrupt ending. This one was even more abrupt. So, sorry about that. GoPro battery died, not a lot I could do. I did have a spare, but I thought it was like the last 15 minutes of the day, and Martin Richards had only just got in the car, and I was like, you know what, I'm not going to go. Oh, can you just get out of the car while I go to the pits and change batteries and come back and pick you up again? Like, I don't want to inconvenience other people just for the sake of me getting a few more video clips. And like I say, it was the very end of the day, so by the time I'd messed about changing batteries, probably would have nearly been time to go anyway. So, yeah, sorry you didn't get to see the last few laps and the instruction from Martin Richards. He did have a few good tips. One of them, off the top of my head, one of them was tapping the brakes on the entry to that first corner. So, like, normally I was clutch kicking, turning in, and then straight back on the power. He was saying just like you can go a bit faster on the entry and clutch kick, turn in, and then just tap the brakes to give you a little bit more control, scrub off a little bit of speed, and it also helps the front of the car sort of dig in and grip. Which I'd actually been using that technique on some of the other corners, like just tapping the brake. You'll have seen hopefully on the pedal cam that I've been tapping the brake into some of the other hairpins just to help it sort of turn in nicely. But I never thought about trying that on the first corner. Speaking of the pedal cam, did that work alright for you guys? Like, it was kind of hard to frame it well, like when I was overlaying it on the other shot. Like, I ended up putting it like over here, just sort of on the passenger side, because I tried it over this side where it looked better, but it was covering up the steering wheel, so then you wouldn't be able to see what I'm doing with the steering inputs. So I figured it was better to just have it smaller and more out of the way, but not covering up the windscreen or the steering inputs or anything like that. But I don't know, like, I've not watched it back on my phone yet, so I don't know if maybe on a phone screen, with it being so small, maybe the pedal cam being so small and in the corner you can't really see what's going on in it. I don't know, you'll have to let me know. So yeah, give me your feedback on the placement, the size of it. Do you think it's even worth having it in future videos? Does it just get kind of, is it just a distraction, or do you like it? But yeah, a couple of other things just to go through quickly. The new gearbox and clutch and everything worked perfectly, no problems there, no grinding, nothing. So that was all spot on. What else did I want to go through? Oh yeah, the line that was taken into that second corner, like you might, I don't know if you guys will be able to notice or not, but I certainly felt it at the time. I was struggling more getting into that second corner than I was last time, which I was like, this doesn't make sense. Like, normally you sort of improve or at least stay the same the more you do something, and I was like, why have I got worse? Especially now we've got the two-way diff, that should have made it a little bit easier if anything, because this is like a deceleration point. So yeah, I thought, what's going on here? And I watched back the footage from the previous drift day there and noticed that there weren't any tyres on the left-hand side going into that corner. I'll flash up a picture now of the previous drift day there, and like I'll highlight the part where the tyres were. Well, in fact, let's just flash up a picture of the drift day that we've just done, and then you can compare. So this is where the tyres are, and then on the other drift day there were no tyres there. And the reason that made quite a difference for me is because the line I was taking on the previous day was like, my back wheels were actually pretty much where those tyres were. Like, I was using that bit of the concrete, you can see it and hear it on some of the footage, that my wheels are actually going across that outside bit of concrete just off the track, which made it fairly easy to get a decent line into the second corner. But with those tyres there this time, I couldn't do that. So that kind of messed me up. And it's not an excuse, like obviously I need to be able to, like everyone else was managing to drift fine there, and you know, BDC and that, they had a big fucking wall there. So I'm not saying it's impossible to do with the tyres there, I'm just saying the line that I was used to and the one that I'd been sort of practicing and taking last time, I couldn't do it now because of the tyres. So that was why I had to sort of relearn that corner, I guess, and get better at it again. But I had a few runs where I was happy with the line, but for the most part, yeah, it was a little bit too shallow. With a handbrake and with more steering lock, it would have been a piece of piss. It would have been really easy, but yeah, without either of those things, it's quite challenging. And one other thing to go through was the vibration and the sort of weird feeling that I mentioned towards the end of the video. Turns out that was because of my front tyres being absolutely fucked. They were fairly new on, like I've not had them on that long. I've probably done 3 drift days with those tyres on, maybe 4. But the front tyres don't normally take that much abuse in drifting, like as long as you're doing everything okay and you're not just sort of understeering everywhere. But it turns out that second corner at Teesside, again causing me more problems, you're seeing on the video that Luke took from like the external video, I'll show you that now, there's like a puff of smoke from the inside wheel on the front. And normally obviously your front tyres wouldn't be smoking when you're drifting. But that's just because I'm braking quite hard and that wheel is kind of unloaded because the momentum's going this way, and so that wheel kind of comes up a little bit, so it's a lot easier for that to lock up. So yeah, that's basically flat spotting the wheel over and over again. And doing that quite a lot of times, eventually it wears out the tyre, which is what happened. I'll show you some pictures now of the tyre when I got it at home and got it up on the ramp. You can see what state it was in. So yeah, that's why there was quite a bit of vibration. Not surprising really. And even on the road, just driving home like at motorway speeds, it was pretty bad. But now, with new tyres on, rides like a dream. Rides like a Rolls Royce. It actually has made a really big difference, like it feels so much smoother now. So yeah, we'll see how long these tyres last. Hopefully I can try and stop locking up so much. So like we are going to get a handbrake in here fairly soon. I've got all the bits for it now. I think I've got literally everything we need. So yeah, whenever Board Yoda gets a free weekend, we're going to try and tackle that and get a proper dual caliper hydro setup. So that will make things a lot easier and I won't be having to use the foot brake as much. So yeah, the next drift day is going to be at Rockingham in a couple of days. Not long at all to wait for this one. Although after that, I don't know of any more. So yeah, Santa Pod don't do any in the summer. There'll probably be another Flatout Factory one at Teesside some point next month, but that's not been announced yet. So yeah, Rockingham haven't announced any more yet. Hopefully somebody announces some soon, because otherwise we're going to have a bit of a dry spell with no drifting. But yeah, that will be the next video, the Rockingham one. And it should be pretty good actually, because there'll be quite a few friends going. There's the slip wheel guys, Sean's going in his 350, Luke, who you saw in this video with the black 350, he's going. Ash with the PS13, who I drifted with at Matsuri, he's going. So yeah, quite a lot of friends going to that one. Should be good. We'll all try and go out together quite a bit. So we should get some good footage and it should be a good laugh. So yeah, I will see you there.